Hi guys, I'm Mary Poppin with Boris Effects, and today we're going to show you how to use Beauty Studio with Avid Media Composer, Adobe Premiere, and Adobe Photoshop. Beauty Studio is a skin smoothing tool found in the image restoration unit inside of the BCC 10 tools. So we're just going to go to our image restoration unit in BCC Beauty Studio and drag and drop that right onto our Avid timeline. You're not going to be able to tell what's being done until you do compare mode. So let's go ahead and load our effects editor and let's turn compare mode on to side by side. You can see that there's some smoothing happening, but I want to really adjust the overall smoothing that's happening in this shot. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to go down here to our Pixel Chooser matte. Inside of our Pixel Chooser matte, we're going to select a color on her skin. And I like to do this manually because with manual selection, I can really determine what I'm masking as far as values go. And if we turn the Pixel Chooser off, you can see that it's actually very necessary for the effect we're trying to do. So let's turn our effect back on because we don't want to apply it to the entire image, just her skin. So the Pixel Chooser is a robust keyer that allows us to select the area that we want to affect. Inside of our Pixel Chooser, we're able to affect hue softness, saturation, luma, the clip black and white, gamma, choke, and blur. Now, I don't feel like I need to affect any of these because I feel like the default gives us enough of what we're trying to do. But if you really wanted to get in here and adjust your matte, you could. The next thing I'm going to do is adjust smoothing. We have a master smoothing amount, and obviously if I make that too high, she starts to look a little bit like a Barbie doll. So let's just go ahead and bring that down. We can also use our visual controls to bring it down. We're going to do a master smooth amount of about 50. And you can see that it really adjusts the quality of her skin texture. Now, I'm actually going to take her smooth smallest details, and we're going to leave that low because what happens if we bring it high? We actually blow away all these raindrops that we want to keep. We want to keep a little bit of the raindrops. So we're just going to bring this back down to about 90 or 85. And then in small details, we're just going to increase this just a little bit. What I want you to notice though is if you actually take this in the opposite direction, if we took small details in the opposite direction, it would actually sharpen up our small details. I would call the opposite end of the spectrum the craggy cowboy studio. So we're going to increase our small details back up, and let's take our smooth medium details down a little bit. So let's see how that looks. Beauty Studio is a green dot effect, so you can play it back in real time. And this is what you get when you render it. This technique is not much different in After Effects. We simply go to our Effects and Presets and type in Beauty Studio. We drag and drop that right on to our footage, and we can go into compare mode as well, side by side. Inside of my Pixel Chooser, we can go to our Pixel Chooser matte, select the colors we are choosing just by using the eyedropper tools. We can drop smoothing down, and we can smooth our smallest details, and we can take our master smoothing amount down to about 80. And now, that gives us really nice results really quickly. You can also use the effects browser to browse through several Beauty Studio presets and see if one of these is the right one for you. And if you have a bunch of sister shots to this shot, you would be able to save your preset and then load it back in using the same technique. Compare mode also has a slide compare that you can use to see what is being changed in your footage. And because the effect is extremely fast, it renders fairly quickly as well. And this is what you get when you render it. The BCC tools are also very similar inside of Premiere. So I would simply go into my video effects. We would go to BCC 10 Image Restoration and Beauty Studio. Drag and drop that right onto our footage. And again, I really like to turn compare on side by side when I'm working with Beauty Studio. Inside of the Pixel Chooser, we'll go into the matte and select the proper colors using the eyedropper tools. And inside of smoothing, we can adjust our master amount down to 80. We can increase our smoothness of small details. and we can get a really nice look really quick. If we feel like that's overdoing it, we can bring our effect back down to 70. And if you ever need the help docs, simply click Help, and help is available to you. If we felt like we needed to localize her key just a little bit more, we could always use the mocha inside of the pixel chooser to create masks, but that's not really the focus of this demo. We have the ability to increase the level of detail inside of our effect. That will slow it down though, so usually just leaving it on 4 is good enough. We can try to preserve the contrast or not, or increase it, but I don't find it necessary for this shot. She doesn't have enough crags in her face to have to equalize the color. And we can change the scale of the detail as well. But I don't find it necessary for this shot either. If you would like, you can use color correction on her skin to change the hue and saturation. So if we felt like her skin was just a little too saturated, we could bring that down. And we can change the hue to be more pink if we like, and brighter. And if we really wanted, we could also add a glow to her skin as well, just to brighten everything up. Mix with original is exactly how it sounds. So you can lay your image back over the top. And you can see the matte that we're using if you need to adjust it. So you can see that the controls are all the same in Avid, After Effects, and Premiere, and I've just shown you the various options in all 3 programs. If you have any questions, go to www.boriseffects.com.